Yo, it's Carcino back again, still at my buddy's house, and what I wanted to discuss was the Devon Alexander Juan Urango fight. Now, Juan Urango is an aggressive fighter who just comes forward with power. He hasn't worked on his boxing. His balance is a little bad as far as his footwork. He's an amateur-style fighter, but because of his power, he's been able to achieve a lot at that weight class of 140. But they kept him away from the real champions at 140 that would destroy him. He came up to 147 for a payday just so he could fight Andre Berto, who Berto I like, but that was a fight that should have never taken place. The rematch with Colombia should have taken place, but that's another story. Juan Urango don't have the boxing skill to keep up with a Devon Alexander. Devon Alexander will give him angles, will box him, then hit him with power shots, and Urango, Randall Bailey is not that hard of a puncher, but if he hits you on the button, you will go down, and it proved that when he put Urango down. So Devon Alexander can put him down. He does have some power, but he's going to give him angles and box the hell out of him first. But I can see this fight getting stopped in like 8 or 9 rounds. Devon Alexander stopping him. So I'll say about 8 or 9 rounds that he can stop Juan Urango, because Urango gas is out around 8 or 9 anyway, and he just starts walking into shots. So that's my prediction on that fight. Stylistically, I think it's a bad matchup for Juan Urango, but he's getting some money out of it, so it shouldn't be too bad. But I would love to see the bigger picture. And what they're really setting up is the Zab Judah Devon Alexander fight. Now, there's been a lot of trash talking going on between the two. If you have missed it, you can go back and check it out on all the boxing websites. It's been good talk. So I would love to see Zab Judah go against Devon Alexander, because it's almost like the past and the present. Zab is pretty much Devon Alexander when he started. So it's like old lion versus young lion, what people wanted to see. Same thing they wanted to see in the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning and Brett Favre, but Brett didn't get there. We don't see it in the ring once Devon Alexander takes care of Juan Urango. But it was funny that once Zab and Alexander started talking, here comes Bradley. Bradley could have fought him already. He could have fought Devon Alexander a long time ago. Alexander was begging him for a fight, and he wouldn't fight him. But when Zab Judah get into the mix, that's when everything turns. But it's funny because 140 is going to be the action division. People don't realize it, that 147 is pretty much dead. At welterweight, that's dead right now. Besides Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, who do you have? Shane Mosley and Paul Williams. He's only going to come back to fight any of those three. The bar drops. And it drops into the toilet because there's no one there. All your action fights are at 168. Maybe at 160 you'll see a couple of great fights, but at 140 and down, the lighter weights are where the fights are. And where the most exciting fights are happening in the lighter weight divisions. But 140 is going to be a melting pot of nothing but talent from like 10 fighters on down. So you're going to always have big, exciting fights coming out that division. Just keep in tune. Trust me on it. HBO's trying to work on a 140-pound tournament, which they pretty much was working on with Amir Conn, Paulie Malignaggi, Well, the finals, what they had predicted would be Amir Conn fighting Victor Ortiz to see who was going to be the 140-pound champion. That's what this whole setup is about, to build both fighters up so that they can eventually fight. And Golden Boy gets all the money. But that's later down, like years down the line. But Not that far. I'll say about 2 years. But see, I already know the direction of where it goes because I follow boxing like that. I don't look at the fight that's coming up. I already know what's going on 3 fights down the road. And that's how boxing is determined. It's not just fight by fight. There's an order and a plan and a reason for certain fights. Carcino, I'm out.